And that's a good point. But so far, as already mentioned this morning, our research just focus on the energy change, not clinical issues. But in the future, we really want to focus on such kind of a medical issue or clinical issue. So maybe Dr. Wang has more information, but at that study, we just try to detect the changing of that energy pattern, and also especially relationship between chakras and meridian system.
This reminds me of some of the things that Valerie had to report when a healer and a healy became entangled with each other, the way she analyzed it. And I assume that in pranic healing, the energy is being sent through the hands, which are of course part of the upper body. And what we're seeing in your client is that the upper body meridians go up. So I'm wondering if you could speculate on the fact that the energy field of the healer, which is probably more centered above the diaphragm in that mode of healing, is actually creating a shift in the field of the client that might entangle, as it were, or energetically transfer into those centers to draw them out. That's a potential mechanism of resonance.
Thank you.
That's that. Did you understand? That's that something that I think might be happening there.
Yeah, we just do this kind of one measurement, and also this morning I present that is another case. But sometimes the case is very, very particular. So right now, I am not found this kind of result or systematically energy movement. So right now I cannot say that, but there is something appears. So we really want to do the continuous this kind of energy.
It might be worthwhile to measure the healer with the AMI as well as the lead to see if there was any kind of energy.
Yeah, and that is interesting studies. So we are doing both of the healer and the subject.
Having seen quite a few different technologies now, what would you like to bring into what avenues of research would you like to do with the AMI? What type of technologies are you thinking about to bring into your environment?
Yeah, and we have another such kind of experiment with another experiment. For example, respirator parameter respiratory system, measuring respiratory, and also EKG. And we found something correlation between that measurement and AMI. So that is one of the example. And in that case, especially AP. AP related to the emotional autonomic nervous system. And as you already know, EKG represents such kind of a autonomic nerve change by using LH by LF by divided by HF. So that parameters correlate with AP change. We found. So
and for the future, what would you like to look at?
In the future, we would like to look at the combination with the AMI and other parameters. Yeah, and one person I made a conference at the IC conference. He really interested in the measurement using EEG and AMI, but we know still there is a small kind of a problem between these experiments at the same time, but that is more little bit possibility in the future. Thank you.
It's not just about chakras. So the first measurement after that is where you see that swing to the left, because that's where we work on that left breast tumor. What you want is chakras that are fairly balanced all the way through. So we are been monitoring her, and right now they seem to be holding. And then she came in this week. She comes in maybe once every 4 or 5 weeks. And it looks like they're going back into their old pattern, and we're trying to get her again to see a doctor, take a look at this, and she refuses. I'm going to try to figure out if she will come. So this has been going on for what, 2 years? 1
Yeah.
year? Yeah.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah, and it was diagnosed with a very, very aggressive form of breast cancer. So that's where we're at.
Okay.
And in terms of Carl's remark, is the upper chakras, the enhancement of the upper energy, the upper chakras reflection of the healer? That's a very good question. And then one of the ways that I would think that we would want to address that is we definitely have very specific protocols that address where we want to enhance the lower chakras, especially with people that have dementia, Parkinson's, and that sort of thing, where much of the brain disorder and smaller chakras is because there is not enough base energy coming up the base, up the spine to feed the brain cells. So we work with people with neurological disorders who actually do a lot of work in pumping up and trying to bring that energy up from the base. It's like to get the roots going so the leaves of the tree can function. So we would like to do a project with AMI to take a look at a very reverse type of protocol where the emphasis is completely different in neurological disorders.
I'd like to just make a comment about that, and I think that's important for this whole field. And first of all, cases like this are interesting anecdotally, but they're rare because you seldom get people who don't want to do all the other treatments. So it's very suggestive and interesting. It would be a very valuable to do a whole case series of some of these so we can pool it, and it's going to be hard to get those kind of clients. But what could be done is to really also start correlating these kind of electrophysiological measurements with some saliva, hormone levels and things that you could probably have access to it, and really start teasing out what's happening on a hormonal level with these people at the same time as making suggestions what might be happening in chakras and so on, because the hormones will reflect some of that. I think that would be very useful research in the long term.
Oh, I agree.
So we don't work this in isolation on
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much.